Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Paws and Claws run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Generalist, which is a character a lot of people have asked me to play with the new pets, because we can use both the cats and the dogs since we scale melee and ranged damage. We can have our cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria, human sacrifice, however the rest of the quote goes. I'm gonna pick up the Cacti Club as our weapon because it's a primitive weapon. It scales with both damage types. So when we buy melee or ranged damage, it's going to benefit from both of them, which the Generalist gets for all of that. And it's also going to let us build into Javelin or Slingshot as our second weapon. Maybe there's a transition to heavy weapons in our future later on down the line as well. So there's a lot of options that we have with the Cacti Club as our weapon. Here, I'll take 5 Harvesting, and then I will lock the Gentle Alien, and we'll lock Hedgehog as well. This is an item that's uniquely good for the Generalist, because it effectively gives us 4 melee damage and 2 ranged damage, since each of them turn into the other one. So, items like this that give you both damage types on the Generalist are particularly strong. Take a Cacti Club here, and we'll roll, buy another one, and roll again, lock another one, and I'll re-roll one more time. I was hoping to roll into a Javelin or Slingshot there. We're going to need to roll a bunch to find those, because we're not that likely to see them. Primitive is a big weapon tag. We also have heavy weapons potentially showing up. So it's going to be a little harder to find our ranged weapon, and I'm going to need to get that online at some point. So I'll roll a little more aggressively. Also, we got a really good start with the items we have locked, and the fact that we found early harvesting and everything. So I can afford to spend 4 materials there re-rolling. I'm going to roll one more time here, and yeah, we'll take 5 harvesting. We'll then upgrade our Cacti Club and re-roll, lock another one. I'll throw in, again, one more reroll here to see if we can find a ranged weapon. While we're guaranteed to see 2 weapons in the shop, it's totally fine to roll that last shop slot there, because it's so impactful if we do find the weapon. Even though the odds per reroll aren't that great. Really nice to get all these crates. Clockwork Wasp, great find as well. We don't have any structures currently, and that's not going to be a high priority, but movement speed is really nice for this character. Let's reroll here. I'll reroll one more time. I'll just take 4 melee damage. We get ranged damage from it as well. And then I don't want to spend 5 on a reroll, so let's just take 5 luck. It's a good economy stat. We'll buy those 2. Jelly will always be 2 HP for us. 22 for 2 HP on a primitive weapon build is not that exciting, so let's just reroll. I'm also going to save my bands for level 2 items, because I want to find I want to find pets. We want to find cats and dogs. I'm definitely going to roll past a Slingshot or a Javelin at some point. Also, of course, we're not married to those items. They are the ones that we're looking for in particular, but if I find another good ranged weapon, I'll just take it. Especially if we haven't found a Javelin or something in the first few waves. So I'm going to try to put some good damage on the Curse Alien. Nice. This other one spawned close to us. That was fairly lucky. We wouldn't have been able to kill it otherwise, but we got both. Here, I'm going to roll looking for harvesting. That gets us to 21. And then let's go ahead and buy these. We'll take the Feather, I think, as well. This is 2 melee damage and 1 ranged for our Cacti Club, of course. We might end up building dodge later on as well, so it's going to be pretty good here. I'll lock a Feather again, and then I'll roll. Okay, we'll take Slingshot. I think I would prefer Javelin on the whole, but Slingshot is great. We're able to find a ranged weapon. I definitely want 3 Cacti Clubs because they also scale with the ranged damage that we get kind of for free when playing this character. But I'm fairly easy as to whether we're using javelins or slingshots as our second weapon. The goal mostly is just to get the primitive weapon tag. And then later on, we might swap those out for just any other good heavy weapon, because the heavy weapon tag would be really nice, especially because the percent damage will work with any pets that we happen to find. But the big thing was just getting to the point where we have more than 3 weapons. Let's reroll here, and we'll take 3 regeneration, and then I'll roll one more time. I could keep building dodge. We've already got 3. I have a feather locked in the shop for 3 more, so that'll get me to 12 dodge already this early, which is actually a lot, and means that we should be able to scale reasonably well with dodge. We'll take a slingshot, we'll lock a sharp bullet, buy propeller hat, and then roll again. I'm not going to buy another Clockwork Wasp, and in fact, I'm just going to ban it. Even though we have one, I took one from a box. But it's not that efficient a way to buy movement speed, and I want to start banning level 2 items so that we can see more pets. Here, though, I will lock the glasses, and we'll just go ahead and ban that as well for a free reroll. Even though I mostly want to ban level 2 items, the free reroll will help me potentially find more level 2 items anyways. It's more impactful to just see 4 new items for free than it is to ban 1 more level 2 item at some indeterminate point in the future. Getting to start with 12 dodge already means that we're fairly well set up to actually build dodge this run. Dodge gets better the more of it you have, so in most runs, it's not a stat that you want to prioritize, because you don't get a lot of value when you start buying it, and then you are giving up on buying other stats. But because we've gotten it in such a reasonable way, we're much more able to focus on potentially buying more dodge. I'm just going to take 6 more movement speed here. We'll get 3 more HP from the primitive weapon tag as well when we buy this slingshot. And then we should find just more good things to buy later on. I'll take the Ratzilla for sure. This is a pet that can help scale. It doesn't scale with our passive, but additional damage to go with our bouncing shots from the slingshot, with our shots from the cacti club, is just really good overall. So anything that we can do that just puts a little bit of damage on the map is good. Do I want Incendiary Turret? This is a character where I think it's pretty good, but I also want to ban level 2 items. So I think I'll just ban it here, and then we'll reroll. Go to the next wave. On the Generalist, you should think about your... you should think of your character as a melee character. You'll notice, of course, we have 3 melee and 3 ranged weapons, as required by the character. But you want to play around the range of your melee weapons so that you are not... so that you're doing damage with them constantly, and you're not putting yourself in a position where you're taking damage because you were expecting your melee weapons to hit something that they didn't. So, better to just think of yourself as being a purely melee character. It makes the positioning much easier, rather than worrying about what your ranged weapons are doing. Don't worry, they'll find stuff to shoot. They'll take care of themselves. Alright, we'll take the landmines when they show up in a box like that. It's fine, and then we'll take 4 melee damage. And then here, normally I would be rolling for armor or something like that, but maybe I just take 9 dodge. We do have 0 armor, which is really bad. I definitely need to pick up some armor at some point. Yeah, I think even though we have started building dodge, it's so important that I get armor. 0 is just so difficult to play with. We'll take the bag here. We'll buy defective steroids. I will actually pick up the bat as well. Lifesteal is quite good, of course, with slingshots, and Cacti Club has all the little projectiles. And then I will take the gambling token. We now have some armor, and this can get us to 20% dodge, and we can actually build a little more dodge. I'm not going to take blood donation. We don't have the regeneration to support it yet. I could take grenade launcher. That's a heavy weapon, and it scales pretty well. Let's actually do that. It's going to give us a little bit of percent damage with our... It'll cost me some HP, but give me some percent damage. And the damage from the grenades should be pretty high. Here, I'll definitely buy these 2. Reinforced steel is effectively 2 ranged and 4 melee damage for -3 speed. I think that's okay. It's not a great deal. It's a pretty inefficient item if you can't use the engineering as well. But we do just need more damage right now. I'm feeling a little light on damage at the moment, so I'm going to buy it even at a relatively inefficient rate. So I would really like some attack speed. More attack speed is very important. Obviously, the cats and the dogs that we're looking for this run, I'm hoping that those show up pretty soon. They are more likely to show up on this character because they do the appropriate damage types for the Generalist. And it's more likely to get items that give you melee damage and items that give you ranged damage. Let's roll here, and I'll take 4 more damage, and then we'll go ahead and combine by the grenade launcher. I think, actually, I'm not going to buy reinforced steel. I'm going to buy just the lens here, and then I'll actually just ban the reinforced steel. Because I found that 4 range damage in the shop, reinforced steel is no longer necessary at all, I think. Scarf is going to be really good. I want the regen. Increasing enemy move speed doesn't matter, and it gives us melee damage as well. Zero materials dropping from that hatcher, of course. I talked about that in a recent video, but that's still a pet peeve of mine in this game, to drop materials proportionate rather than have a chance of dropping none. Loot Alien is obviously a tremendous gift. We're very happy to see an extra item here. And now that I've picked up a bit more damage, we were able to kill it very easily as well. Our rat's actually doing some pretty good work. You can see that it's finishing off a lot of enemies and killing stuff that our bouncing shots are going on. Oh no, one more swing would have killed that. I have very low luck, but I guess it only costs 12 materials. So I'll take the baby elephant here. I'm going to take 2 armor, and then we'll keep upgrading our slingshots. We'll buy these 2 items. I'm just going to ban the compass here, because I would still want to ban level 2 items. I could pick up a Vorpal sword instead of the Cacti Club, but let's not worry about that. I'm just going to pass on all of these. We'll definitely take a Scar. My percent damage is really bad, but I really don't want to lose 3 armor, so let's reroll here. Peaceful Bee you can never buy on this character. It costs you both damage types, and so it sort of costs you twice as much as it does for a normal character. Let's reroll. We'll take Penguin, and then we'll ban Eye Surgery. I do have a grenade launcher, and maybe we'll end up with some dogs, so I'm going to speculate on the Dynamite. It's not very good right now, but it might be good later on, and then let's buy both of these as well. If we get one more explosive item, then the Dynamite will be pretty good, because it's very efficient when it's actually doing stuff. We're also leaving a lot of materials on the ground. An item that we could really use would be the loot worm. Just to pick up some of these materials, go break trees for us. Yeah, I've got enough regeneration. We can take the weird ghost here. Ooh, do I want 4 regen or 12 move speed? The move speed is good for any pets that we might have. It's good for our rat currently. I could take 4 regen, though, which is also just going to be excellent. But let's just take the level 4 upgrade. And then here, I'll take 2 ranged damage. Okay, we got exactly the wrong pet. Now, I did just buy Weird Ghost. Do I think I can get away with the bait? We'll definitely take the Hedgehog. I think, given that I bought the Weird Ghost, I'm going to pass on the bait. With 12 regeneration, I have no consumable heal. I feel like it's a little dangerous to buy the bait here. So, given that, I'm just going to ban it. We'll get a free reroll, because I am going to buy these other 2 items. We don't have a lot of elemental damage right now, but the Blazemander will still be pretty good. It works well with our plan of just doing damage around the map. And the Scared Sausage boosts the Blazemander's damage as well. Alright, so here, this is where the Generalist can really run into trouble. We can't buy this Slingshot without selling, which I'm going to do because a level 2 Slingshot is a lot better than a level 1. We'll definitely pick up the Sad Tomato, and then I'll roll again. We'll buy a Lumberjack shirt and roll again. And sure, I'll take Cauldron. I guess I'll take all of these, and then we'll go to the Horde Wave. So I now have okay regeneration. Should be able to heal back up before the Horde Wave is too dangerous, but I wasn't convinced that we would easily be able to survive the Lampreys, so we passed on bait. And you can see how much damage the Blazemander is doing, even though we're not scaling it elemental damage because we don't have any elemental damage. It's still just helping with our plan of just splashing damage around, because we have an explosive weapon, we have the piercing shot from the Cacti Club, and we have slingshots. So we just want to lower the sort of total enemy health on the field so that we can kill things more easily with all of our AoE damage. Blazemander is really good at that, because it basically is giving every enemy minus 15 health, letting us kill them significantly faster. I am still interested in building dodge, but I'll take the little frog anyways, and then here I should pick up more armor. My max HP is not great, so let's just take 9 max health, and then we'll buy this whole shop. We'll take a reroll here. I already have Sharp Bullet, so we don't need the bandana. I will upgrade the Cacti Club. I'll roll again. I've got 8 armor. My max HP... I think is fine, 54. Stone Skin's so expensive, so I think we'll pass on the Stone Skin, but I'll definitely buy Crystal, we'll buy these other 2 items, and then I'll reroll, and we'll lock a Lure as well. It is funny that we've gotten all of the pets other than the ones that we are hoping to see, and also that we're more likely to see. But that's roguelikes. I sometimes get people asking why I don't restart if I don't see the items that I want, and like, I don't know, because I'm not a quitter. I mean... That's not how these games work. You want to win every game. Here I'm going to pick just 4 more regeneration. I could take more lifesteal as well, but we're kind of in on regen at this point. We'll take the crystal, we'll take silver bullet, and I mean, I guess I'll just buy this whole shop. A level 2 grenade launcher I'd have to sell for, so I think we'll pass on that. I'm pretty happy with the one that we have. It's not massively outpacing the damage on our other weapons. Let's roll here, and okay, some more nice finds, of course. lost my crystal bonus there because we took a hit. But the extra attack speed is so helpful for these weapons, which mostly require attack speed. These are very slow attacking weapons, so attack speed is the stat that we care about the most for scaling our damage output. So crystal is a really nice find since it gives us so much. I'll take the Tyler when it shows up for really cheap in a box like that. We'll take 6 more HP, and then we'll buy this whole shop. We'll roll here. Okay, here we go. We got a cat. Which is doing decent damage, and we'll upgrade our grenade launcher. We'll roll again. We should be able to buy the peacock going into this horde wave. I think our damage should be high enough, and we can always use the cat. We can retreat to its protective anger, and it can help keep us alive here. I did take a hit immediately, but that was just from the one walrus that I didn't dodge. I'm losing my crystal bonus because I keep walking into enemy attacks. It's going to mean that we take more hits, because obviously lowering your attack speed means you're more likely to take damage. So the fact that I keep messing up and losing my crystal bonus means that we're actually going to take more damage than we would if I hadn't walked into those initial attacks. Even small errors like that can really snowball in runs like this. That one hit translated into taking a lot more damage and also making a lot less money this wave, because we then didn't have our crystal bonus stacking up, so we were much more vulnerable. We'll take the fairy here. I'll take 2 armor. I need the armor more than the max HP. And then here I'm just going to take 6 melee damage. We definitely need more damage. My damage is starting to really suffer. We'll buy all of these and then reroll. I have 0 crit chance, so Tentacle, not particularly strong. I'll take the Cursed Piggy Bank, and we'll pick up Ice Cube as well. We are doing elemental damage. We'll buy a Loot Worm. A Cursed Rock I'll take as well. We can just combine our Cacti Clubs here. With double crystal, I really should be avoiding taking hits, I say as I walk into an attack. The Loot Worm's really nice, though. We're leaving so many materials on the ground each wave that the Loot Worm is going to really help us pick up more materials, make more money, and also kill trees and stuff that we would normally have more difficulty getting to. Stay here and let the cat do a little bit of defending us. I don't have any crit chance. Let's ignore the eye patch. We'll take 3 armor. I could get another grenade launcher, but let's just go ahead and combine. We'll buy these. We'll take a reroll. We'll lock the Poisonous Tonic. Upgrading our Slingshot to level 4, also pretty nice. So I will do that, and then I'll reroll. Even with a regeneration attached to it, I'm not going to take Gummy Berserker. I will, though, go to the next wave and let my Cursed Piggy Bank tick. We'll try to make a little bit of money in the next couple waves, so I'm going to save just a couple hundred materials. Piggy Bank in general is a fairly mediocre item. Cursed Piggy Bank is a really strong item because when you change compound interest even by a very small amount, the results compound, allowing you to make much more money off of it. I'll take 3 elemental damage. We have some things that scale with it at this point, so even though it's not really what our character is doing, I could have re-rolled a bunch of stuff there, but the 3 elemental damage just seemed not bad. Let's buy the items we have locked, and then I'll re-roll. Community support, we're still not going to keep enemies alive long enough for community support to do much. Reroll again here, and we'll lock a baby gecko. So I have Cursed Piggy Bank, we made 34 materials. I guess I'll give it, I'll save 100 here. I was planning to save a few more this wave to recoup the cost on the Cursed Piggy Bank. But I'll probably save a little more at the end of this next wave. Okay, well, we've gotten an absurd number of feathers. So we're at 26 dodge. We never did end up really building dodge this run. I'll take 16% damage. My percent damage was really low. Handcuffs, I'm very happy capping my max HP at 71, and this gives us a ton of damage stats that we are using. Bean Teacher could get us to level 25, but we're going to hit 25 anyways, so let's buy that baby gecko. Frozen Heart, we have 11 elemental damage, so it's adding kind of 2 damage to each of our weapons. It also doesn't work on the thorns from the Cacti Club. I don't think the Frozen Heart is worth it, unfortunately. Coffee definitely is. Pearl isn't, given that we only have 19 luck. Alright, so here I'm going to buy a fish hook, and then I'm going to lock these other 2 items. And do 1 reroll. And then we can make a little bit of piggy bank money because we've got some items locked and also have a chance at fishhook proccing. The dodge there was pretty nice. Need to stay still next to this elite and then it will never hit you. I am giving up my crystal bonus a lot in this run, but fortunately our healing is really good, so it doesn't really matter whether I take hits or not. Not great movement, honestly, though. I will say it's a little easier to get lazy with your movement in this game because I've gotten, too good at the shopping. So my character builds will usually carry me even if I'm a little lazier with the movement. Explosive turret, just not very good here. Unfortunately, it does benefit from our dynamite, but I guess I'll take it for 60 materials. We do lose some regen, but that's fine. Then we'll take 3 armor. And then wheat is another item that you get all of the stats when you're playing the Generalist. So we can go ahead and combine. We'll buy wheat. We'll roll here. Cursed Sunken Bell is a fun one. Do I even want the ghost outfit? We were building dodge, but losing 5 speed and 3 armor, and we're just probably not actually getting dodge, is just not that impressive. Then I'm going to roll here. Alloy. This is basically the best item on the Generalist because you benefit from both halves of the damage types. And we'll buy the penguin. We'll lock Jelly Shield. This is another one of the wrong pets. It's genuinely really funny that we've only gotten the... I mean, we did get 1 cat, but we've gotten basically every other pet than the ones that we were most interested in seeing. I like our rat and our Blazemander just running around as a tag team duo, taking things out together. All right, dog. Last chance. I'll recycle the fertilizer. I guess I could have taken it for a regen. I'm going to take 20 attack speed. I think that will help us the most for fighting the boss here. We'll take Jelly Shield as well. We'll roll. Ghost Outfit is back. First Spyglass, I don't need at this point. I'm going to roll again. And I guess I'll just take the Lens and the Black Belt. Just a little bit of melee and range damage so we can kill the bosses faster. Alright, well... You know, sometimes your landlord won't let you get a dog. I will say, I think Bonk Dog, the chance of spawning in the shop might be bugged. Obviously, my sample size is not huge, but I feel like it's the one I see the least by far. So I am wondering if it's been properly added to the spawn tables. And there we go. We were able to kill the bosses pretty quickly. So that's the Generalist with all of the pets other than the ones we were looking for. Really funny run. We ended with 104 melee damage and 52 ranged damage. We also got 11,000 damage on our rat. So the rat performed quite well. We got 375 materials from our 2 bags. Really poor rolls on the bags, although we only had 10 luck. So that's part of it. And that's why our baby elephant only did 3k damage. 13k damage on the Scared Sausage, actually, because we ended up with a lot of elemental damage. So we ended as kind of elemental Generalist. 15k on the Blazemander as well. Our cat, where was the cat? Here it is. 28,000 damage on the Catling gun. So it did okay. Not incredibly. I mean, it did less damage over the whole course of the run than the grenade launcher did just in the last wave. But it still wasn't bad. It scales with all our damage increases and helps clear the wave as well. Loot Worm for 86 materials, 133 from the piggy bank. So this ended up not being that good because I didn't really build around it. Fishhook never gave us anything. We got 4,000 damage from the explosive turret. Always the most disappointing level 4 item to find, explosive turret. Even on engineering builds, this like doesn't often do that much. And Sunken Bell never went off. Jelly Shield did block 30 projectiles just in the last wave alone. It always blocks a ton in the last wave. Usually they aren't projectiles that were actually going to hit you. But it is interesting just how many it absorbs, even in only the one endgame wave. All right, my friends, hope you enjoyed this run, the hunt for the lost dog. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.